what's going on? Today we're going to learn more English. We're going to do some listening. Hello everyone, what's going on? Today we're going to learn more English. We're going to do some listening practice and
Okay, if anyone is watching, just give me a moment because I can't get this to work. What I'm gonna do is, oh yeah, it's working. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna pause that. Right, so what I'm gonna do is, actually let me change one thing. Microphone should be louder, but it's not the loudest, so okay. Okay, if anyone's watching, what I am doing now is, well, what I've been doing recently and my plan for the future is I want to do these live streams where we watch interesting videos about AI, technology, economics, maybe culture, travel, food, maybe. But basically, interesting topics where we'll watch the video and I will quickly go through the vocabulary, expressions, and grammar as fast as possible. So hopefully you can pick up as much new vocabulary, expressions, and grammar as possible. Okay, so the last video I was using was this one here, the race for Excel AI agents. Here's what to know. Okay, so you can go to my live stream from yesterday to catch up, but I'm going to start where we left off.
Just than my colleagues, than my late great older brother. He was a machine.
Okay, so let me just check if the audio is working.
And it just always annoyed me.
It's for some people, it literally clicks. When I started in business school, I literally
Perfect. So
bought a Excel for Dummies book. Read it. Still, I'm terrible at Excel. But just within the last month, here's some good news. There's been a slew of AI products.
Okay, so we stopped somewhere here. So there's been a slew. A slew is a couple, a bunch, a few. Okay, a few AI product launches
that aim to take on Excel or Google Sheets. One of them, called Shortcut.ai, went viral when its Excel agent was unveiled in late July. The technology can build a discounted cash flow model from scratch.
So I think we ended somewhere here.
You
know, it can build this. Okay, I'm not going to go into this too much because it's cash flow model. I guess it's accounting terminology. Cash flow model from scratch. Just you can build something from scratch, meaning you can build something from zero, from nothing. In just a few minutes, it can be finished.
Minutes, the CEO, Nico Christie.
Yeah, okay, so let's start from here. So the CEO, Nico Christie, told us that Shortcut
is already...
So let's look at the grammar, I suppose. Christie told us that Shortcut, this product, is already serving thousands of paying
customers.
Paying customers. Okay, so
CEO.
Shortcut is the name of this product. Okay, I think it's Shortcut.ai. So the CEO told us, past simple. Okay, he told us that Shortcut AI is already serving. So serving would be helping, you could say. You know, a lot of, I'm sure he's going to say paying customers. Paying customers.
CEO.
So, well, you could say Shortcut AI is providing the service to thousands of paying customers. Okay, or present continuous, it is serving. Okay, thousands of paying customers. So present continuous because it's in process now. Right now, these days, this is happening. We use present continuous for it's, you know, when something is in process right now, like I am teaching grammar right now, this very moment, or these days. You know, you could say I am working as a taxi driver these days. I am working as a taxi driver these days. So it's these days, present continuous. It's in process now. Okay, told us that Shortcut is serving thousands of paying customers. Okay.
Nico Chris.
So paying customers. Customers is the noun. Okay, and then you have a word before that, which
CEO.
Yeah, whenever you have a noun, and I mean you can have the preposition, but for the words that come before the noun, you know, they are adjectives, okay? And you can have classic adjectives, you know, the cheap book, the expensive book, cheap, expensive, they're classic adjectives. You can also have noun adjectives like video game, okay? Game is the noun, but video, it's a noun adjective. Well, it's kind of a noun with the function of an adjective. Okay, let me just check to see if everything's working. Okay. So, yeah, you can have nouns that act like adjectives, or you can have third form verb that acts like an adjective. So, break, broke, broken, verb number 3. Break, broke, broken, verb number 3. Verb number 3 can be an adjective. So, like, can you pass me that broken phone? Okay, phone is the noun. Break, broke, broken, verb number 3 can be an adjective. The broken phone. Okay, but gerunds, so a gerund is verb ing. Okay, and there's no be with it. It's only verb ing. So paying is a gerund, but it's a gerund with the function of an adjective. Okay, paying customers. Swimming pool. Pool, noun. Swimming, gerund, adjective. Racing car. Car, noun. Racing, gerund, adjective.
Nico Christie told us that Shortcut is already serving thousands of paying customers at thousands of companies.
Thousands of paying customers at thousands of, what did she say? She said
customers at thousands of companies.
At thousands of companies, okay. So when you say thousands, it's plural many, so you should say companies, yeah, with an S, of course.
Mostly through individual.
Mostly through individual, single.
Lower level employees. Customers at
okay, so individual, lower level.
Thousands of companies, mostly through individual lower level
employees. So I guess it's workers at the low levels. Each and every single one of them would be using AI to enhance their work, to help them be more productive.
Employees.
Okay, employees is the worker. The boss is the employer. So the work
that you do tends to.
The work that you do. So he's speaking with the present simple because he's saying generally speaking, present simple. Yeah. When we use the present continuous, it's just special to now. Like I am teaching grammar right now in this moment. But I don't do it all day. It's just right now in this moment. It's in process. I am teaching grammar. But when you use the present simple, it's more of a fact of life. That always happens. So the work that you do tends is a weird word to try and explain. The work that you do tends. You could say normally, something like normally behaves in this way. Yeah, I guess normally acts in this way, behaves in this way. Then, or normally happens this way. The work that you do normally is very.
To be very time consuming and.
Is very time consuming. Wow. There is actually a mistake here. Time consuming. So time consuming. It's a strange gerund adjective. Okay, the work is adjective. The work is time consuming. So it's actually like a compound gerund adjective. I know it's complicated, but you're putting time and consuming together. Consuming is a gerund, but its function is as an adjective. My work is very adjective. My work is very time consuming. And I wouldn't
say menial, but
and I wouldn't say menial. Wouldn't, it's a weird way of being polite, I think, when you're putting your argument across. It's a little bit indirect. You know, you could say, I will say, or I won't say, I will not say menial. But if you use will, it's a little too direct in conversation. So will is more will or will not, won't. It's more connected to reality. So when he says would, it's kind of like saying, like, if you asked me. So you're kind of going into the hypothetical. You're in your imagination, like, oh, if this situation happened, I would. But what you'll see is a lot of native speakers, they won't add the if part. They'll just jump straight in and say, well, you know, I wouldn't say it's menial. Menial meaning, menial is a low skill, repetitive menial. Yeah, I think it's just when you want to put your opinion across, people use would a lot because it's not so direct and connected with reality. You don't want to be so direct, so you want to be a little hypothetical and say, you know, I would say it's, I don't know why, but using would doesn't feel so direct when you're giving your opinion. I hope that makes sense. Let me see if anyone's watching. Probably not. Okay. So, I wouldn't say menial, but you know, I wouldn't say menial because I guess it sounds a bit rude to say menial, but and then he said, but you know, repetitive. Okay, so like low skilled, repetitive work. Wait, so what's he saying here?
Employees.
The work that you do tends to be very...
the work that you do tends to be very time consuming, and I wouldn't say menial, but repetitive.
Yeah, especially for low level, entry level jobs in big companies.
And what you would rather be doing is doing what the...
And what you would... And what you would... I would rather... Wow, this is actually interesting. So would has many different functions, and one function is, you could say, I want to travel to Italy. I want to, yeah. But a more polite way to say it is, I would like to travel to Italy. Okay, I would like to, I want to travel to Italy. They mean the same thing. But yeah, I haven't actually seen this example too much, but it's something similar to I would like to, but it's just preference, you know. But it's kind of talking about the future. Sorry, let me get the full sense of this.
time consuming, and I wouldn't say menial, but repetitive. And what you would rather be doing is doing what the...
What you would rather be doing. Yeah, I guess it's for the future, you know. Would you like to go to France or Italy? I think I would rather, I think I would, you know, you could say I would like to go to Italy, travel to Italy, or I would rather. It's instead of doing this, I would rather travel to Italy. Okay, but it's really not so common to see what you would rather be doing. It's a little rare, but there it is. Okay, so instead of doing repetitive work, I would rather be doing, you would rather be doing is doing.
You would rather be doing is doing what the associates and managers...
What you would rather be doing is doing what the associates and managers do.
managers do at these firms.
Yeah, so
You'd rather be
as a worker, I guess you don't want to be the worker that's doing the repetitive, mundane, menial work. Most people would rather be doing the work that is done by the associates and the managers. Okay, just everyone wants to do the, more creative, higher level work.
doing is doing what the associates and managers do at these firms, which is
At these firms is just another way to say these companies. Okay, which is mostly reviewing. So reviewing is it's a gerund. There's no be, there's no was, there's no is, there's no are. It's just verb ing on its own. Okay, which is mostly, so this is with the gerund, sometimes a gerund can have different functions. So we saw that a gerund can have a adjective function. So racing car, yeah, car, noun, racing, adjective, gerund, adjective. But the function can also be noun sometimes, or concept. So this is more of which is mostly reviewing. Well, sometimes the function can be more verb or noun or something in between. And to me, this is something in between. Like you would rather, what you would rather be doing, which is mostly, it's kind of a gerund verb. Yeah, maybe the function here is more verb. But you can see in other situations where the function is more noun. Like I like programming. Yeah, I like the concept of this action. But the concept is more of a noun. But okay, I'll just say if the function, it's normally a mixture of a verb and a noun. Okay. Or clearly an adjective. That would be really different. Which I hope that makes sense. We'll see. As we keep going, we'll find more gerunds, and then you can think to yourself, is the function more verb, noun, or adjective? So which is mostly reviewing
the work that takes more time to
mostly reviewing the work that takes more time to
do. So now that we can have AI that can actually do 4 hours.
So now that we can have AI that can actually do 4 hours of work in 20 minutes.
Work in 20 minutes. It's a no-brainer in terms of ROI.
It's a no-brainer. So a no-brainer is, it's simple. You don't need to think about why this is such a good idea. It's simple. You know it straight away. You don't need to use your brain. We can see it's clearly better. Okay, it's a no-brainer in terms of ROI is return on investment. Okay, so these companies are investing in AI. They're implementing AI. And the return, that's their investment. They're investing in this technology. And the return is the profit that you get for the investment. So it's the return, it's the profit on investment. Okay, just think of profit like return. In terms of ROI, so if you study, let me think about this. For me, speaking, if I'm learning a language, I like to watch movies and TV shows and build vocabulary that way, instead of studying grammar books or vocabulary lists, because I feel the ROI is better when I watch movies. I don't know why, but I build more vocabulary faster, I have more interest, I have more energy and motivation to watch the movie or TV show, and I get a better profit on investment. I'm investing my time. Instead of grammar books and vocabulary lists, I don't feel that I learn that much because it's boring and feels like homework. So it's a no-brainer. It's easy. It's easy to see in terms of the benefit. the ROI, and making the switch over. So see gerund, but I think the function here is more verb. Yeah, it's a little more verb. And making the switch over.
And making the switch over.
Oh, let's go.
Now that we can have a firms, which is mostly reviewing the work that takes more time to do. So now that we can have AI that can actually do 4 hours of work in 20 minutes, it's a no-brainer in terms of ROI and making the switch over.
Oh, it's a no-brainer in terms of making the switch over. So switching over from the last system to this new system is the switch over. Okay, they had a work model before, but now they're switching over, changing over to a new working model in their company. So it's a no-brainer. It's simple to understand why it's better to do it that way.
Christy said that ROI unleashed a battlefield.
Christy said that ROI, that return on investment, that benefit, unleashed. Okay, so a leash, you take your dog for a walk, you know, well, hopefully you should have your dog on a leash. The leash is the leash that you hold, and that connects to the dog's collar, so the dog cannot run away. So you have to hold onto your leash, yeah, so your dog doesn't run away. So when you unleash something, the dog is free to run. And it's the same here. Christy, how would I say? Imagine there's a boxer as well, and the boxer is fighting, but the boxer is being very careful, and yeah, I guess being too careful. But when they release their power and when they release their punches, they unleash their power. Yeah, you release all of your power. So Christy said that the benefit, the ROI, released, well, unleashed meaning allowed this battlefield to be created, and the battlefield is the competition in the race for superhuman Excel agents.
Christy said that.
So this return on investment, these results, these really good results, unleashed the enthusiasm and competition for companies who are racing and competing for superhuman, meaning above human level, above human skill. This would be an adjective here, superhuman.
ROI unleashed a battlefield in the race for superhuman Excel agents.
Excel agents. So there is a battle, a war going on, a race going on between companies to see who can create the best Excel AI agent. Okay? And an AI agent is just think of it as a specialized AI that is highly trained in a few specific skills. Okay, it's not generalized. It's it would be specialized in Excel. So Shortcut, the name of the company or their product, I guess both. So the parent company is the bigger company behind the smaller company. I think for Google it's Alphabet. So Alphabet is the parent company for Google. Yeah, it's the bigger company with all the money. Microsoft, I think, is the parent company for OpenAI. I don't know if they fully own OpenAI. But let me think of another one. I think DeepMind. DeepMind was an AI company bought by Google or Alphabet. So it's the bigger company that owns the smaller company, is the parent company. So Shortcut's parent company, Fundamental Labs. Fundamental Labs, laboratories. Fundamental, I guess, means like getting to the essence. Fundamental Labs has RAD. I think that's a mistake.
Excel agents. Shortcut's parent company, Fundamental Labs, has raked in more than
This should be raked in. Raked in. So a rake is a tool that you use in the garden. Oh, okay, what is that? This is a rake. Okay, and in the garden, the verb is to. So here you can see you can rake leaves. Okay, you rake. That tool is called a rake. The verb is to rake. You rake leaves. So it just means you grab something and kind of pull it in. So Shortcut's parent company, Fundamental Labs, has raked in, and we normally talk about raking in profits or raking in money. Okay, so has raked in, collected more than
$40 million
in funding. Okay, so I think you understand raked in. Yeah, it has collected $40 million in funding. So again, gerund, there's no be, is, are. There's no small verb, auxiliary verb. It's just verb ing on its own. So funding, I guess for me it's a little more, the function is more noun here. Funding. But really the root of it comes from a verb. So that's why it's a little confusing, because to fund is a verb. But then the gerund kind of talks about the concept of that verb. Okay, so the concept of it, the function can be a little more noun. So $40 million in funding from Process Ventures
and funding from Process Ventures.
Okay, Process Ventures, just the names of companies, I guess.
Andreessen Horowitz.
Andreessen Horowitz company.
And First Spark, to name a few.
First Spark, to name a few. To name a few companies. OpenAI, everyone knows ChatGPT. You know, the company that created ChatGPT just invested.
OpenAI just invested $14 million.
OpenAI just means very, very recently. Okay. Yeah, very recently. Like when you get home and you say hello to your wife, you say, or you call your wife, you say, hey, I just got home. Or you get to the hotel and you call your friends, I just got to the hotel. Just is moments before. So OpenAI just invested 14 million US dollars
in something similar called Index.
Something similar called Index.
General Catalyst just seeded another.
General Catalyst just. See, this just is different. This means more like simply. Yeah, just has different meanings sometimes. You gotta understand from context. This meaning is more simply. So, General Catalyst simply needed another company called Paradigm.
Another company called Paradigm, and Google and Microsoft have been quick.
Let me see that again.
Called Index. General Catalyst just seeded another company.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. She didn't say needed. She said seeded.
Called Index. General Catalyst just seeded another company called
seeded. Let's have a look. To seed a company. Yes, seed money. To seed a company refers to the process of providing the initial capital, the initial money, the initial investment, known as seed funding or seed capital, to launch and develop a new business venture. So it's kind of like planting the seed, you know, with the first bit of investing, and then hopefully the company grows. So let me look here. So General Catalyst just seeded another company called Paradigm. So General Catalyst just provided the initial investment for this company, Paradigm.
Paradigm and called Endex. General Catalyst just seeded another company called Paradigm, and Google and Microsoft have been quickly
rolling out AI features. So this grammar is present perfect continuous. Okay, so what this grammar means is in the past, well, it could be the recent past or a long time ago, but what we understand is it means recently. So recently in the past, Google and Microsoft have been rolling out. Okay, so roll out means kind of launching or releasing. Where does that come from? Rolling out. I don't know where that comes from, but let's see. To roll out, etymology. The introduction of a new product. So you release a new product, you launch a new product. But I don't know where it comes from. Ah, okay. So the action of wheeling out, originally of airplanes, from the verbal. Okay, as far as I know here, I guess when they built airplanes before, the airplane would be built and then somehow put on wheels that would take the airplane out of the factory and wheel it out into the open, kind of like launching that product, releasing that airplane to be put into business, okay, or to be put into operation. So I guess, yeah, this is where expressions come from. They come from very weird situations in the past, and then everyone forgets the original reason for that expression. But so here it means Google and Microsoft were building some new AI features, and now they are put, it was inside the company. You could say they put it on wheels, and now they're presenting it to the public to be used. They are rolling out these features. So Google and Microsoft, so it's present perfect continuous because this action of rolling out the features started in the past and continued up until now and still continues now. Okay, for example, for us, we have been watching a video about AI agents. Present perfect continuous. We started in the past up until now, and still now we're still going. But if something finished in the past, we use past simple and past continuous. Like in the last live stream, we watched a video about AI agents. We were watching a video about AI agents. If the duration finished in the past simple, past continuous. But if it's until now and still now, we have been watching. Also, we have watched, but I'll leave that for later.
rolling out AI features to defend their spreadsheet.
Rolling out these AI features to defend their spreadsheet turf. Oh, okay. So Google and Microsoft are in the business of spreadsheets. Microsoft, yeah, was the creator of the Excel spreadsheet, and then for Google, I think it's Google Spreadsheets. Anyway, Google and Microsoft, they were the kings or queens of this product before. So turf means territory. If you have gangs, let's say, in a city, and they would say, oh, this is my turf, this is my territory, okay? They would say that this is my area to control. So Google and Microsoft believe that spreadsheets, this is their territory, this is our stuff, and now they're getting challenged from these smaller companies. Okay, they want to defend their territory, their turf.
And Google and Microsoft have been quickly rolling out AI features to defend their spreadsheet turf.
Okay, their spreadsheet. They have the market share. Google and Microsoft, they are, how to say, they have the majority of the market share. Okay. So far until now, none of the agents, zero of these AI agents, though it's kind of like however. So far, however, none of these agents are.
So far, none of the agents, though, are 100% perfect.
They're not 100% perfect. I think most programmers will know that most of the AI products out there hallucinate 10% of the time, I think. You know, they imagine or dream up answers. So they're not 100% perfect. They still require present simple, because it's a general fact, human oversight. Oversight means like a manager provides oversight on the workers. You know, the manager looks over the workers to make sure they're doing the job correctly. That's oversight. So these AI agents still require humans to watch them to see what they're doing. Oversight. Especially in scenarios would be situations. So especially in situations.
Still require human oversight, especially in scenarios with legal or regulatory.
Especially in situations or scenarios with legal, law, connected with the law, legal or regulatory regulations, rules, okay? Government regulations and rules, regulatory or compliance implications. So compliance means following the rules. You have to follow the rules. You could have internal compliance in a company that you have to follow your own company's rules, or you have government compliance. You have to comply or follow the laws of the country. So compliance implications would be consequences. Regulatory or compliance implications. Yeah, just think of consequences. Or you could say side effects, something like that. Regulatory or compliance implications. Issues can happen, that need to be addressed. But the technology is...
or compliance implications, but the technology is improving by the day.
The technology is improving.
It's a passage.
Wow. Okay, I don't know how that happened.
When I started in business school, I literally bottom line efficiencies. And guys,
sorry, I have no clue how that happened.
Oversight, especially in scenarios with legal or regulatory or compliance implications.
But the technology is present continuous these days. It's in process.
But the technology is improving.
The technology is improving at the moment these days. Okay? Is improving by the day, like each day, by the day it is improving. And it is expected, so this is passive, okay? Because just think, it is expected by people, by the experts. So passive is third form verb, expect, expected, expected, and then we normally have a be verb. So that my package was delivered. Delivered is the third form, and then was is the auxiliary verb, but it's be with passives. Okay, my package was delivered. My package was delivered by the delivery person. It is expected by people, by experts. But with the passive, we don't normally have to, most of the time you don't have to mention by who, because it's obvious. Of course it's expected by people. Or of course my package was delivered by a delivery person. I don't have to say, I can just say my package was delivered this morning. So with the passive, the reason why we use the passive is because we focus on things in the world, things and objects. Okay, my package was delivered. The chair was moved. Okay, and by who normally doesn't matter, but with the active we normally, well, it's for the passive it's mostly things and objects. Sometimes people, you can use people for passives, like she was robbed. She was robbed, okay, by someone. But most of the time we talk about objects and things. And then why do we use the active? It's because, why do we use the active? We talk about people and what people do. So she bought a new table. The delivery person delivered my package. Okay, the first thing you mention is the person with the active. He bought a new laptop. Okay, let me just double check to see if anyone's watching or no one's watching. I'm talking to myself, doesn't matter. So it is expected, it's passive, to have broad ramifications. So ramifications are, it's like a domino effect or consequences. Broad means wide. Okay, like a variety of ramifications. Let's just see synonyms for ramifications. Oh, I can do it here. If I change this to English. Ramifications, click here. This is
ramifications.
Language. Consequences, okay? Just think consequences. This is language reactor, in case anyone's wondering. So it is expected, what is expected?
Legal or regulatory or
the technology
improving
is expected to have wide consequences for a lot of people, but for
by the day, and it's expected to have broad ramifications for Wall Street talent.
For Wall Street talent, I guess white collar professionals work in Wall Street. For Wall Street talent, people who work in finance and economics and investing,
as well as
bottom line efficiencies. So the bottom line comes from accounting, and it means at the end of the day, how much profit do you get? Bottom line efficiencies. I guess what it means is, by using these AI agents, how does that affect the overall, the actual profit at the end, the bottom line? I think it comes from accounting. You'll do your calculations in accounting, and then there would be the final bottom line where I guess you show the profit. Let's just see the bottom line. Final result. Yeah, a figurative use from profit and loss accounting where the final figure at the bottom of the page calculated is the bottom line of the page. So the absolute final figure, number, which would be profit, as well as the bottom line. And guys,
as bottom line efficiencies. And guys, this is all really just exploded.
It sounded like she said is.
Street talent, as well as.
It sounded like is, but I think it has. Okay.
Bottom line efficiencies. And guys, this is all really just exploded.
Yeah, it's present perfect. This has all really just exploded. So has exploded. I don't know. Okay, when you talk about the past, there's a zoom in way of talking about the past, and you zoom into time. So I traveled to Japan 5 months ago. Because I mentioned 5 months, that's a specific time on the timeline, and I use past simple if I mention a specific time. So it's kind of like you're zooming in to that moment in time 5 months ago. So we use past simple. But for the present perfect, I like to think of it as it's very zoom out, it's very big picture, and we don't know the time. So I could say I have traveled to Japan recently. It's very zoom out, big picture. You don't know when I did that. You just know I did that sometime recently. Okay, so this is very zoom out.
Street talent.
And guys, this has all,
as well as bottom line efficiencies. And guys, this is all really just exploding.
This has all exploded in the last month, meaning this hype around AI agents. Okay, it's all this attention and all this hype, I guess, this hype and attention that is being focused on AI agents has exploded. It has increased a huge amount in the last month. Okay, see, you could say that in the last month is a time, but see, it's in the last month until now, so we don't know when in that last month until now. It's very zoom out, and we don't know when in the last month until now. But if you have a timeline in the past where it's the event finished, like I traveled to Japan 5 months ago, when it's finished like that, then it's very zoom in. I traveled to Japan 5 months ago. But for the present perfect, like if you say, what have you eaten today? You mentioned today, but we are still in today. Today isn't a finished event on a timeline, okay? I know it's a little complicated, but that's the way it is. It has all exploded in the last month. It is super exciting. So look here. It is super exciting. Exciting is a gerund. Yeah, people could get confused and think it's present continuous, but sometimes a gerund is just an adjective. So it is super adjective. It is super exciting. Okay. Gerund can be an adjective. The movie is interesting. The movie is boring. Gerund adjective. The movie is exciting. The movie is fascinating. Gerund adjective. Okay, I'm gonna whoa. Ah. Sorry, I just got a reply here. Okay, I don't know, Arthur, if you're still watching, my ridiculous grammar explanations, I will check it out afterwards. I'll have a look. Yeah, I gotta fix that. But you can hear my voice, okay? Yeah. Sorry, I don't know when you sent this message. It could have been 20 minutes ago. So, but if you're still here, what's up? Okay, I'm just gonna finish up because I have to go. But let me finish. Let's do one more.
Loaded in the last month.
It's super exciting and
super exciting. Exciting, gerund adjective.
Makes your life better and should make.
Makes your life better and should make other people's lives better in certain ways. We can use should for a confident prediction. Okay? If you're watching the World Cup, Brazil playing... it's going to be bad on the other countries that I name. Brazil versus Ireland. Okay? Brazil should win. Yeah? It's a confident prediction. It's Brazil. And should make other people's lives better in certain ways. Okay, so I'm going to finish up because I got to go and do some stuff. But I'll do more of these videos looking at AI topics, tech topics, other interesting topics, and studying the grammar, studying the vocabulary, expressions, and grammar along the way. Okay? Arthur, you're the only one that watched and left a comment. I can go to sleep well. I can sleep well. At least there's one. Good stuff.